out there. Welcome to everybody that's watching live on Instagram. Welcome to everybody that's now watching live on Facebook. And welcome, man. We're back. We're back. All right, so I see myself on YouTube. So let's go back so we can just mute that out so we don't have that echo going on. That looks pretty good. That looks pretty good over there. Man, look, everything is clicking on all cylinders, man. Welcome to the grind, man. The realest show ever. The show where we have that unscripted conversation. You can most certainly, guys, get at me on at least 3 different platforms. The first platform, ladies and gentlemen, is, of course, the old faithful blogtalkradio.com/the grind 101. I want to let you guys know that you can go back right there and listen to any episode that's ever been done on the grind. And you can also log in right there and see me and hear me live on the grind every Tuesday and Thursday at 8 a.m. Of course, Instagram, from time to time I pop on there and I actually going to start going more on Instagram because I think that's a very valuable platform. But you guys can also see me on YouTube at thegrindradio.com. So we got everything covered. All the social media avenues is covered. As much as I am not a great, big, huge social media advocate, guys, I still understand the power of the internet. I understand the power of social media. So I want to make sure I got everything connected, man. So took a week off, or better yet, 2 days. So last week, kind of took a hiatus from the grind, trying to put some things in perspective and refocus, reevaluate, man, hear from God, just to see exactly what it is that I wanted to do, man. Great morning to all of y'all, man. Thank you all for chiming in. I see y'all on Instagram, on Facebook, man. My Facebook people are the most courteous, man. They always come in, they say good morning, and I don't want to leave that unnoticed, man. So I appreciate you guys for always jumping on this thing, man, and taking the time out of your day to actually listen to little old me on right here on social media, man, on the grind. So, great morning to Miss Tiffany Macon. Great morning to you, young lady. Great morning, Mrs. Volvo Mfibe. Great morning to you all the way from the great continent of South Africa. Great morning, Miss Angela Hill. Great morning, young lady. Great morning to my lovely wife, Miss Pam McCray. Love you too. Great morning. Great morning. Great morning. Great morning. Let's see who else is chiming in. Great morning, Miss Hope Richardson. Great morning, young lady, Mrs. Joanna Osborne. Great morning to you as well. Well, hello, Mr. William Hayward. Great morning to you, Miss Rachel P. Joseph. Awesome. Thank you guys for chiming in, man. Thank you for dialing me up on your radio today. My people on Instagram, man, love y'all to life, man, as well. Great morning, Miss Chaco Short. Love the names. Great morning. You guys can also see me live on YouTube. You can also go to my YouTube channel as well. You can probably see me on the regular YouTube channel, Nathan McCray, or the Grind Radio YouTube channel. So guys, we got all of the particulars out of the way. We already know that this is the realest show ever, man. We have unscripted conversation here, and one of the things, coffee break. One of the things that I love about this show is that I'm able to get on and speak my heart, and you guys are going to start seeing other people come on and actually do this show as well. A lot of things happening, a lot of planning, a lot of different things are being spoken to me. But the general theme that we're gonna have here is that this is unscripted conversation, guys. Yeah, there's no cursing. There's no, there's no, being callous and careless about other people's feelings and things of that nature. But everybody has an opinion. As long as that opinion is tasteful, then you most certainly have the right to air it right here on this show. Man, I put out a post the other day. Actually sent the post out to our team actually And I want to pull that post up. Um, let me pull it up here. So in a nutshell, it was basically saying, it's that moment, between staying the same and growing that most people have the problem with. And it's sometimes, most of the time, it's second, that split second moment that we have the issue with, that says, I'm here, something else is happening here to create some anxiety for me. Something else is happening right here to create an uncomfortable feeling for me. And it's right in that little sliver of time that we have the opportunity to grow. And it's only right there. It's not before, because a lot of things happen. Sometimes we get in this moment and it's very, unknowing. We don't know that we're going to that moment. A lot of things just happen to us in life, man, just kind of like all of a sudden, just kind of like off the cuff. And when these things happen, man, we don't know how to handle them in a lot of cases. So when we start to go through certain things, and guys, I can tell you, I always tell you guys on this show that I'm always first partaker of everything that happens here, because it happens to me. And the only way I can really talk about it, ladies and gentlemen, is if I actually go through it. I can't tell you guys any fallacy. I can only tell you guys fact. And anything that I say is going to be things that I've been through, I'm going through, I've experienced myself, or I've helped somebody else get through, man. So for me, it's mostly empathy. I empathize, with things that I go through. So I'm identifying. But it's that sliver of time, man, in your life, that when you have to make a decision about something, and it's that very moment that you choose between staying the same and growing. And a lot of us don't know when that moment really hits, but it happens all throughout the day. It happened to me last week. It happened to me. I had to take 2 days off because I started to really feel some things. I started to feel a little overwhelmed, guys. This is the transparent show, right? I started to feel a little overwhelmed, about what was going on, because there were so many things going on, in my life at that very moment, and it was some stuff was mediocre, some stuff was great, no bad stuff, but some mediocre stuff, some great stuff. But I was in that moment when right at that moment when God was saying, I want to push you to another level. And so I'm going to nudge you a little bit, and I want to see how you handle it. And I wasn't used to a nudge that powerful at that moment. It hit me by surprise. So this is why I'm talking to you guys about this morning. It's that moment when we decide to either stay stuck or move forward. And it's what you do in that moment that determines what you do in the latter moments, in the future. And man, it hit me, and everything came at me at once. And I said, wow. I said, this is a very defining moment. Do I want to take this step, or do I want to stay where I am and stay the same? So I decided at that moment that I would take the step. And I said, you know what? But I need to meditate. I need to take a break. And I said, there was another moment that in the very beginning of the show, when this show was first aired, that I took a moment, and it was that moment when I took a day off, and things went to another level, and it's like things just totally shifted. And some of you have those moments in your life, and we live our lives from plateau to plateau, and we have to understand that those plateaus aren't there to hurt us. Those plateaus are there to help us. And at the moment, it doesn't feel as if as if those plateaus are helping us, at that moment it feels that this crap hurts. You know, this isn't normal. This is stretching me beyond who I am right now. And it's that moment that we realize that it's time to get out of our comfort zone. And when you embrace it, when you move from staying the same into growing, into becoming who God really created you to be, then man, some additional things start to happen in your life. And let me say this to you guys, coffee break right quick. Let me say this, because this is relevant, and I want you guys to really grab this and understand this. And I'm not playing any music today, because that's one of the things that I dealt with. These broadcasts don't stay up on Facebook, and they're being muted on YouTube because of the music that I play. So I had to make a decision. Do I play music during my broadcast or not? Is the message more important than the music, or is the music more important than the message? Yeah, I know this is a radio show, but it's not that kind of radio show. And that's one of the things that I had to come into grips with. So let me say this to you guys, and some of you are going to grab it, and some of you, it's going to blow your mind. Hopefully you guys can hear me. Let me know if you guys can still hear me on here. I can grab my headphones. All right. So here's what I want to say. There's a different person. There's a different person inside each and every one of us. A different person. Who that person is, let me speak a little louder because the guys are over there cutting grass. Who that person is, okay, good. Who that person is defined and determined by who you are right now. There's a different person inside of each and every one of us. Who that person is defined by who we are right now. Now, some of us are nowhere near where we need to be or where we should be. And with that being said, some of us are light years behind. Some people, I'm not going to put myself in that category because I'm embracing my growth, and I know some of you are too, but I'm speaking to somebody right now. Some people are so far behind who God really called them to be, and the mask is so firmly on their face to a point to where if you let that person that inside of you out, that different person, if you let that person out, it's going to be a total stranger, not only to the people around you, but it's going to be a total stranger to you, and it's going to mess you up. It's going to mess you up. It's going to make you feel some kind of way if that person comes out. Some of you have met that person, and some of you have stuffed that person back on the inside. But I'm here to tell you, it's time that you meet that person that's on the inside of you. And when you meet that person on the inside of you, it's that person. It could be the Green Man. It could be the Hulk. It could be Captain America. It could be Superman. It could be an arch nemesis of yours. It could be the person. It could be a super ghetto person. It should be a super refined person. It just depends. But you need to meet the person that's on the inside, because until you meet that person that's on the inside, the real you, that you should really be growing, the person that's on the inside of you, and that's the person that you should be showing the world. Until you start to grow that person, the person that's on the outside, ladies and gentlemen, doesn't matter. It's just a mask that you're wearing. But when the real you comes out, it comes out in certain moments, right? There's certain moments that it comes out. Some of those moments are anxiety, anger, stress. Some of those moments, when the real person comes out, the nail has gotten so sharp that you can no longer sit on it. You got to get up and do something. And we call that forced growth. And because of that forced growth, ladies and gentlemen, that person that's on the inside is forced to come out. And when that person comes out, ladies and gentlemen, a lot of times we don't like what we see. And it scares us. And not only does it scares us, it scares the people that are around us. So the moment that you choose to stay the same is the moment that that person on the inside of you doesn't grow. Is the moment that that person on the inside of you, which is the true you, is the moment that that person really doesn't get to be the person that God called you to be. So have you ever heard the saying, they've got a beautiful spirit. They may not be that lovely on the outside. They may be very rough around the edges on the outside. But they've got a beautiful spirit. Guys, it's time for you to flip yourself inside out. It's time for you to get to know the person that's on the inside of you. The person that God is really, really molding. The person that God is really, really calling to come out. And the person that God really wants you to be. He's calling you to that person. And so here's the deal. This ain't church. Those of you that know me, you know that I don't get up every Sunday and go to church. I just don't. All right. I have a relationship with God. I know I love the Lord. I do the right thing. And I talk to God every day. All right. And that's another show for another day. And maybe I'll get into that and show you guys how deep that is. But there's a person on the inside that needs to come out. Now, here's what happens when the person on the inside comes out. When that person comes out, you get to know who you really, really are. And when you find out who you really, really are, now you really, really start to get things done. And here's what happens in life. Here's what happens in business. So here's the action. Here's how you really apply the inner man. When you flip yourself inside out, here's where the application begins. Here's where the rubber meets the road. When you find out who you really are, you start to do things that you've never done before. You start to crash through and conquer and surmount challenges that you've never been able to surmount before. You start to understand that if I can't go through it, I got to go under it, over it, or around it. You don't stop anymore. There's no more pauses in the program. There's no more, oh, I don't think I can do that. There's no more, oh, man, I don't think that I'm strong enough to get past that. Oh, there's no more, I'm going to let this in and that in, because now you just flip yourself inside out, and now you see how awesome the real you really is. Now you see how strong and how super powerful the real you really is. And when you see that, you become what we always talk about, guys. You become unstoppable. You start to realize that there is no challenge in my life that I really can't overcome. And when you flip yourself inside out, guys, and you start to show people the real you, sometimes the real you is a little rough around the edges. And the real you may be paling in comparison to who the person is on the outside that you've been faking and showing people. But when you flip yourself inside out and you show people the real you, they may not recognize you at first. They may not recognize you at first. But here's what happens. We always talk about being in the trenches below the trenches. Now, you got the choice to do this now or do it later in life. Because here's the deal. Either now, you suffer now and go through it now, or either you go through it later in life and you suffer what we call an identity crisis and you die with that thing. But when you become the real person, ladies and gentlemen, you get into what we call the trenches below the trenches. And now you have to get down because you polished the person on the outside that's really not you, right? This ain't really who I am. But you polish that person up, and this person looks like the person that you think you want to become and you think you are. But when you pull the real you out, the person that actually gets ish done, now this person needs to be polished up a little bit, right? This person needs to be refined a little bit. So this is when you go into those trenches below the trenches. And this is when you start polishing the real you up and you start building that foundation underneath that you know you need. Now, I'm not talking about the fake phony foundation. I'm talking about the real you, the person that you want people to really, really see. When you pull that person out, it's going to be dirty. It's going to be dusty. It's going to be unrefined. It's going to be now when you pull him out, all of a sudden, you're going to notice there's a lot of dirt and you're going to see a little bit of glimmers of shine. This is your moment in life. This is your moment in your business that you don't worry about the accolades. Don't worry about the edification. This is your moment that you take who you really are, take it down in the trenches. Don't worry about somebody handing you a bottle of water. No, I'm busy right now. I'm working. I'm working. I'm polishing me up. All right. Because now you were polishing everybody else up on the outside. The person that wasn't you was showing everybody who you're not by helping everybody else try and get polished up. And you're doing all of this stuff that's not really you. And then every day you go home and you're shambles of a person. You don't know who you really are. You look in the mirror, you take the mask off, you're like, I don't know who this is. But now you have the opportunity in your life, in your marriage, with your children. It doesn't matter, every aspect of your life, on your job, in your business. You have the opportunity at this point to take that you and go down and shine it up. Okay? Take the supplies down. You don't care you in your house coat, you ain't got no shirt on, you don't care your hair is messed up, you're down there, you shining that person up. You're making sure, look, let me tell you, this is what you need to do, and this is how we need to move forward. You're getting a plan together. You're right. This is what we're gonna do today. This is what we're gonna do tomorrow. Yeah, I know that right now, things don't look the way that I want them to. But hold on, give me a moment. Let me write this plan out, and when I write it out, let me start executing. Hold on, I got to put some goals in place. Once I put these goals in place, I'm not just gonna say I put some goals in place. I'm going to start actually doing these goals. It doesn't matter right now that I'm not getting any edification. It doesn't matter who's not calling my name. It doesn't matter who's looking at me and saying, job well done. None of that matters. All I know is right now, I may be thirsty. I'll take a sip of water, but I'm still moving. I'm still doing what I need to do. Nobody sees me. There's no sun shining in this hole. I'm digging myself out, but I'm not throwing the dirt out, guys. I'm digging myself out, guys, and people are kicking dirt on me because they don't see me anymore. They don't know what's going on, but I'm still working on the plan, but I'm steady stepping up on that same dirt, guys, that everybody's throwing in on me, and I'm stepping up and I'm rising, not because they're throwing dirt on me, but because now I realize who I really am. And no matter if you throw dirt on me, it doesn't matter because it's not about the people that hate me. I ignore people every day. It's a part of shutting out the noise. It's a part of silencing the noise. Because when I'm in the lab, it doesn't matter who's edifying me. It doesn't matter. Guys, let me tell you, let me give you guys a secret. Pam and I, we work for a great company called Total Life Changes. Okay. And we're like a hair away from being multimillionaires in this business. People ask us, how do you guys maintain? How do you rise above the drama? How do you rise above the noise? How do you guys stay steady Eddie? How do you just keep moving forward when everybody else is quitting? Everybody else is going here, going there. How do you guys keep going? Guys, let me tell you something. People function too much every single day on what other people think about them, and they're functioning on how much edification I'm getting. How many accolades am I getting? How many people are looking at me? How many people are talking about me? What's going on over here? And what's going on over there? Let me give you guys the secret, okay? In the very beginning of this business, love our company. In the beginning of this business, guys, the secret to a large portion of our success, guys, is we never look for the edification. We never look for the accolades. We're not hung up on it. It doesn't matter who's calling our name. But here's what we know, that what we're standing on, the foundation, we're building that foundation ourselves. That foundation is built on our morals, our principles, is built on our standards. And as we're building it, guys, if you build it and it's yours, nobody can take it away from you. But if you build it and it's someone else's and it's not really who you are and you're faking the funk, then guess what? Somebody can come and take it away as quick as they gave it. So build your foundation on who you are. We never looked for the edification. Because we didn't get edified in this company until we were at about 1.6 million. That's when we got in the magazine in our company. I'm just gonna give you guys the honest truth. That's when I come and say, you know what, the McCrays are doing something over there. We may need to put them in the magazine. Because there were so many people that were doing great things in our company. Guys, you know what we were making paled in comparison to what other people were making. But it didn't matter to us. We were grinding for our very survival. We were grinding for our very life. It didn't matter who was talking about us. It didn't matter who was shining the light on us. We weren't spotlight people. We've never been spotlight people. Still aren't spotlight people. All we know is that we build a foundation that we control. We build a foundation that are built on principles that we believe in. And guys, if you flip yourself inside out, you're going to be surprised at what you find and what you see and what you have to work with. Some of you have been stepped on for so long. Some of you have been messed with. Some of you have been talked about. Some of you have been just downright disregarded for so long, and it has affected you in your life for so long that you don't know how to get out of what you're in right now. You're stuck. And you've been there for so long, you've made a bed there. You've made a bed, you put a lamp, you put a couch in there. Guys, you're sweeping and mopping in that place called stuck because you've gotten comfortable because you don't know how to get out. Can I give you guys a secret? There is no easy way out. There never will be. I wish I could tell you on this show this morning, guys, that all you have to do is raise your hand up to the sky and somebody's going to grab you and they're going to pull you out. Nobody's going to rescue you. I wish I could tell you that somebody's going to bring you a bottle of water. I wish I could tell you that somebody's going to throw you a rope and pull you out of there. I really wish I could. But the reality is, ladies and gentlemen, nobody's going to. You're going to have to rescue yourself. And in order to rescue yourself, ladies and gentlemen, that means you're going to have to start doing the work in order to get yourself unstuck. It's not up to anybody else to get you unstuck. It's up to you. The sooner you realize that, ladies and gentlemen, the better off you're going to be. And the sooner, the faster you start getting yourself unstuck. Start worrying about who's kicking dirt on you. Guess what? Your entire life, people are going to kick dirt on you. I don't care who you become. I don't care how much money you make. I don't care how many people tell you you're great, super, awesome, and amazing. People are always going to kick dirt on you. Get used to it. The higher you go, the more people are kicking dirt on you. It doesn't matter. When you go up, people are not just kicking dirt on you from here. People are kicking dirt up at you. It doesn't matter who's kicking dirt at you. It doesn't matter who's hating on you. It doesn't matter what you thought somebody said about you. It doesn't matter. Silence the noise, guys. The only way you're going to get unstuck, ladies and gentlemen, is for you to realize that there is nobody coming to save you. Lift yourself inside out. Start polishing up the person that's on the inside. Make that person the champion. And once you get that person polished up, guys, this is not a figment of your imagination. This is not something that you think into existence. This is something that you work into existence. This is called transformation. This is called you getting yourself unstuck, the true you. Once the true you starts to emerge, man, you're going to see people say, oh my God, I don't even recognize you. Who are you? Man, you've lost so much weight. Man, now you're talking different. You're acting different. Man, you're just a totally different person. But some people are in the trenches and they don't know how to get out of the trenches. Some people, and let me relate this to a few things, okay? Let me relate this to a few things. I'm doing great on time today. Some people, and this is near and dear to my heart, guys. I'm almost 50 years old, okay? I'm almost 50 years old. Let me step on a few toes right now, okay? I'm almost 50. So I don't do what I do for everybody else. That's just a byproduct. I do what I do for me because I love me. The first and foremost thing is I love me. If you don't love yourself, then don't expect anybody else to love you. But I love me. So that means I'm going to do whatever it takes to make sure me is taken care of. All right? There's some people in my life that I'm going to be sacrificial for. Okay? That's my wife. That's my kids. I'm going to be sacrificial for them. All right? If they jump in the lake and the alligator's coming, I'm going to jump in the lake and try to save them. If you jump in the lake and the alligator's coming, don't look for me to jump in the lake and save you. I'm just going to be honest with you. Okay? I'm just keep it 100. This is the realest show ever. All right? But once you start working on you, ladies and gentlemen, then some amazing things happen. And other people start to notice what you do. And here's what happens. Now they think that they can do it. And here's what a lot of people are doing. They're saying they're in the trenches. Let me get this. Let me get a coffee break before I say this, because I'm going to piss somebody off right now. They're saying that I'm in the trenches. They're saying that I'm doing the work. They're saying that I'm grinding. But you're down there eating chips, Doritos, drinking Coca-Colas and Sprites, and you're down there, you know, when somebody's looking in the hole, then you start exercising, then you put this stuff aside. You're fake grinding. You're faking the funk. You're not really grinding, because when you're grinding, you don't have to push things aside. You don't have to get things ready when people come over. It's just your atmosphere. It's your lifestyle. When you grind, you grind. When you work, you work. When people look down and see you, guess what? You probably don't even notice that they're looking down and seeing you. But a lot of you are fake grinding. You got to stop. You got to stop. A lot of you are using so many applications. Oh, I'm gonna piss somebody else off. Step on someone's toes. Oh my God, somebody's getting ready to hang up. Somebody's getting ready to hang up. Some of y'all using so many applications to app yourself up that you don't even recognize yourself no more. You pull up your picture on social media and you're like, oh my God, who is that? Oh, that's me. Some of you are apping yourself up so much because it's easier. Let me tell you something. Failure is always convenient. Always convenient. You're always going to be able to find something to get a shortcut. You're always going to be able to find something, guys, to make you look better than who you are, to make you sound better than what you are, to make people give the appearance of what you are, and it's not really who you are. But that stuff only lasts for a season, ladies and gentlemen. All right, before all of a sudden you have to show and prove. Yeah, things are getting real quiet right now. Real quiet. Stepping on some toes. And I'm not saying this, guys, to hurt you. I'm saying this to help you. Some of us got to stop fake grinding. If you're going to build a business, build a business. If you're going to love your husband or your wife, love your husband or your wife. If you're going to have a family, man, have a family. Do what it takes to make your family the best family in the world, man. Do whatever it takes, man, to make the people that are around you the best people that you can be. Do what it takes to show the example of being the best husband, the best father, the best wife, whatever it takes. If you got a person in your life, man, that loves you, that appreciates you, man, then honor that person. Honor that person. Make them know that they're the best thing since sliced bread. You know, don't sit back and give everybody else accolades in the world of how great they're doing, and everybody in your house hates you. Everybody in your house knows that you're a faker and you're a fraud. I don't even know how I got on this today, but this is what's keeping some of y'all stuck. It's because you're faking. You're not really doing the things that you're supposed to be doing. When you walk out of your house, you're one person. When you come back, you're another person. Now the people in your house, they don't even want to see you anymore. When you walk through the door, they're like, oh, he's home. Oh, she just came home. And they don't even want to see you. They've gotten tired of seeing you fake and be phony. Guys, I'm going to tell you, stop worrying about what's going on around you right now. Stop worrying about that stuff, man. I don't know how much more emphatic I can be about that, because this is keeping a lot of people stuck right now. And you're trying to be somebody for somebody else, and that somebody else don't care. For all my people out there, all y'all that are givers, understand that there's always going to be takers around you. When you recognize those people that are taken from you is when you start getting yourself unstuck. If you're a giver, understand that you have to first give to yourself, ladies and gentlemen, because you'll give everything in the world to everybody else, and they'll keep taking from you. And as long as they take from you, you're giving to them the very life energy that God gave you to be all you can be. And when that happens, ladies and gentlemen, you remain stuck. But you got to start taking care of you. You got to start looking out for you, because God didn't call you to stay in the trenches and take care of the people in the trenches. That ain't what God called you to be. That ain't what God called you to do. Some of you are saying I'm staying in the trenches because I want to help people, and no, it's comfortable for you too. You like being, sitting in their front on their couch. You like being in down in the trenches. It's comfortable down here, man. We can eat Doritos and Oreos and chocolate chip cookies, and I mean, we can act like we're actually doing some work, man. We can act like we're doing this, and it's cool. I like it down here, so I'm gonna stay here, but I'm gonna tell everybody else that I'm down here helping everybody in the trenches. That's not what God called you to do. God called you to let your light so shine so that all men can see. Now, the all, emphasis on the all, everybody can't see if you're down in the trenches at Turtle View. Guys, you got to get up in the trees and above the trees out in the hemisphere. God called you to rise as high as you can rise, because the last time I checked, the light shines the brightest, ladies and gentlemen, when it's the highest in the sky. If you don't believe me, look at the moon. What lights the sky during the night? The moon. What lights the sky during the day? The sun. It's up there. It ain't down here. Here's the reality. If it was down here, it'd burn us up. If it was down here, the moon, it would emit too much light for us. We wouldn't even be able to see. It's up there. So that's where we need to be. Guys, if you want to get unstuck, get out of the trenches. Do what you need to do in the trenches to get yourself out of the trenches. But God, man, get out of the trenches. All right? So, guys, I'm going to end this call, man. Look, I really appreciate you guys jumping on. I said that I was going to be more timely on these calls, and that's what I'm going to try to do, man. I appreciate all of the love that you guys are giving, guys. This is the realest show ever, man. And I'm so appreciative that you guys have chosen to chime in with me, man, and be on this show and listen to me. I'm out here sweating to death, man, outside, because I love to be outside, and we live in a beautiful place with a beautiful atmosphere. And I love to be out in the weather. Man, I'm going to tell you guys, Pam and I, you're going to see some things going on with Pam and I right now. We're in super grind zone. And, if you guys don't understand or know what Pam and I do, guys, we work with an amazing company called Total Life Changes. And Total Life Changes is a company that's actually taking, the world of health and wellness to a whole nother level, guys. It's creating people creating a brand new quality of life for people. I'm not talking about enhancing your quality of life. I'm talking about creating a brand new quality of life. It's creating a brand new quality of life physically and financially for people. And if you don't understand and know what we do, guys, go to c4gglobal.com and read a little bit about Pam and I, and understand about, the products that we offer, the products that we promote. Not that we just talk about them, guys, but we actually take the products that I'm talking about. And because we take them, ladies and gentlemen, they're changing our lives so we can speak about them so emphatically. So, guys, join us on the journey, man. Thank you for chiming in with me this morning. Guys, look for my Thursday broadcast, on this week, guys. And I'll probably have, somebody very, very special on this show with me on Thursday, man. Tell somebody about the grind, man. God bless you guys. I love you guys, and see you guys on Thursday, all right? All right. All right. My broadcast on Blog Talk Radio, guys. You can go back and actually see that broadcast or listen to that broadcast live anytime you want. Guys, share the broadcast out and bless somebody else because a lot of people are stuck. A lot of people don't know who they are. And guys, we've made the resolve on this show to actually help bridge that gap. And when you help people bridge gaps, guys, the more people you help, guys, more problems you solve, then the higher you're gonna rise in life, and that way now your light can shine even higher, and now people can genuinely see who you genuinely are, and when that happens, ladies and gentlemen, now you're being the person that God called you to be. It just feels right, and when it feels right, ladies and gentlemen, then all of a sudden it's right, and you feel good about what you do. And for all of my people on Instagram, thank you so much for chiming in and being a part of the grind this morning. Go back. I don't know how long this is going to stay up, but it'll be up for as long as it is. Thank you on Instagram. God bless you guys. All of my people on Facebook, man, thank you guys for jumping in and tuning in to the grind this morning. Man, absolutely love the fact that you guys are here with me, you know, sharing these moments with me, making history. Big things for the grind coming up. I know some of you on here that I didn't get the opportunity to acknowledge, but, you know, I'm excited about having each one of you. And I see that my normal people, my normal crowd, you're always jumping on, man. You're always supporting the grind. Man, God bless you guys. I love you guys. I couldn't do this without you. All right. This is the People Show, and you always have a voice here on the grind. Continue to perpetuate this episode, ladies and gentlemen, and help somebody bridge some gaps, man. Love you guys. God bless you. Have a great day.